Hi everyone, welcome to today's webinar. I'm so glad everyone could make it today, and we have a lot of things that we're going to be sharing in this training today. And if you do not want to miss out on all the juicy stuff that I have planned for you guys today, make sure you have a writing pad and a pen to jot down every important thing that I'm going to be sharing today, because you do not want to miss it. Like, you literally don't want to miss it. A lot of things are going to be going down today. We're going to be teaching you 4 different things today, and I'm going to be sharing that with you as well. So before we go any further, let me know in the comments if you can hear me clearly and if my sound is clear as well. I would like to make sure that everybody is following me so that you don't miss out on everything that I'm going to be talking about today. And also, I would like to know where you guys are watching this training from today. Just let me know in the comments. I'll be going through the comments and looking at everybody's comments. And so let me know where you're watching from, your name and your location in the comment section. We're about to get started. So if everybody can hear me, I will be getting started immediately and I'll be sharing my slide with you. So just let me know in the comments if you can see my slide, and also if you can hear me clearly. It's very important, guys. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you can see my slide. All right, so guys, in this training today, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 undisclosed routes smart and informed Africans are now using to legally relocate to work and live in Canada as a permanent resident, either as a single person or even with their family. Now, with this method, you will not bother about spending thousands of dollars on tuition, having to deal with schoolwork, assignments. Like, with this method, you become a permanent resident in Canada. Immediately you land, like few years later, you even get to become a citizen. And just so you know, relocating to Canada through the study route, which is one of the most popular routes, has become more difficult for some people compared to previous years because of the new requirements that Canada sets for people relocating, which started on the 1st of January 2024. Now, in case you also don't know, proof of funds to relocate to Canada through the study route used to be around 10,000 Canadian dollars. But right now, the price has increased to $20,635 per year. And this does not include your tuition fee. This does not include cost of travel expenses. You can see the screenshot on your screen for yourself from the IRCC. I did not make this up. Also, remember that this will be sufficient for 1 year, just like I said. And if you plan to study for more than 2 years, especially for people that want to stay back in the country after their studies, you need to be studying for a minimum of 18 months. So you still also need to show that you need to take care of yourself for the extra year. You need to pay tuition fee for the extra year, like similar amounts again. And we haven't even talked about proof of funds if you would like to go with your family, which will most likely double or triple that amount depending on your family size, especially if you don't have any external means of funding. Now, here's the blunt truth. It is no longer cheap to relocate through the study route if you are not extremely wealthy and if you don't have any means of raising this money, because relocating to Canada through the study route requires you to have close to $40,000 for a single applicant, and it will be more if you have a spouse or if you have kids, and it will be more if you have a spouse and if you have children. Now, this is for 1 year only. Now, 40,000 Canadian dollars. Think about it. I need you to do that calculation in your currency. For Nigeria, where I'm from, that is over 40 million naira. And our minimum wage is around $50 per month, which is like 70,000 naira. So can you see the difference? Like the high amount, like an average Nigerian cannot raise that amount of money. But guys, it's still possible to move through the study route. It's even one of the easiest routes, but you need a lot of money. You either need to have that money for yourself or have somewhere you're going to get that money from. Now, in all of this, I still understand that people still want to relocate to Canada, especially you watching me right now, knowing you probably don't have this kind of money is the exact reason why I'm doing this webinar, to help people like you. Now, as an African, I know how important it is for us to have, second passport or dual citizenship, especially with something that is called, as an African, I know how important it is for us to have dual citizenship, a second passport, especially a Canadian passport. Like, it literally opens doors for you. And that's exactly why I'm going to be showing you 5 different pathways that you can use to relocate to Canada as a permanent resident that does not involve heavy costs, just like the study route. So if you're excited about learning this amazing opportunity that can get you to Canada as a permanent resident within the next 12 months and without having anything close to $40,000, type "I want this" in the comment section. Let me see your comments in the comment section. Okay. All right, so in this training, we are going to cover 4 things. You will learn 5 pathways to relocate as a permanent resident to Canada to work and live there permanently instead of spending millions in tuition fees if you can't afford to. Then secondly, I will show you job websites where you can find employers that are hiring foreign skilled workers to come to Canada permanently. Another thing I'm going to be showing you is why the Canadian government need more people to become permanent residents rather than just coming in temporarily. Then I will also give you the opportunity to work with me personally so that I can guide you through the entire process, which is really, really exciting. Now, if you decide, whether you decide you need my help or not, one thing I can assure you is that you will be getting massive value from this training, and you will leave this training learning new things that you never knew about before. And before we move into all this juicy stuff, I need to be crystal clear who this training is for so that you can see if you qualify. And if you don't qualify, you can easily leave the training so you don't end up wasting your time. Now, who is this training for? This training is for you only if your sole aim is to relocate to Canada because you want to work and provide for yourself as a single person or even for your entire family in a better environment without thinking about the high mental and financial demands required to study in Canada. This training is for you if you are a single person that wants to jackpot to Canada, or if you want to even relocate with your family. This training is also for you if you struggle to score high in your IELTS exams. This training is for people within the ages of 18 and 50 years old. So there is no need to ask me, I'm 49 and a half, I'm 47 and a half. If you are within 18 and 50, this training is for you. This training is for you if you have diploma or their equivalents based on your country, wherever you're watching this from. And of course, if you have higher qualifications like your BSc, HND, MSc, the higher the better actually. Now, this training is also for you if your goal is to become a permanent resident or a citizen in Canada. This training is for you even if you have as little as 1 year work experience in your field in the last 5 years. This training is for you if you can't afford the huge proof of funds needed to go through the study route. This training is also for you if you are struggling to meet up with the express entry CRS score. Now, who is this training not for? I have told you who the training is for. Let me now tell you who the training is not for. This training is not for people that want to sleep and wake up in Canada magically. There are some people that don't want to do anything. They just want to relocate. Like, they just want something that is fast, that is easy. It's not, this training is not for you. This training is not for people who cannot afford basic things like getting their international passport and other requirements, because relocating to Canada requires you to have money. Guys, even if we want to cut cost of relocating, we're trying to reduce cost. We are not removing all the cost entirely. There is no way you can relocate to Canada without money. It's impossible. So if you're that kind of person, this training is not for you. This training is not for people who are not action takers. So if you're not willing to put in the work and apply by yourself, then this is not going to work for you. This training is not for people who think everything on earth, on planet Earth, is a scam. I'm not here to convince you or why you should listen to me. If you don't want to be here, it's fine. You can leave the webinar. This training is not for people who give up quickly, because relocating to Canada to work and live permanently, it takes due process. You must be ready to follow it diligently. So if you are not willing to put in the work, if you are trying to look for a fast way, permanent residency is not for you. Then no need to start, because it's not going to work for you, right? So if you also cannot handle online applications by yourself, if you cannot handle, like if you don't have somebody close by to you that can assist you with all those things, then this training is not for you. So now that we know who the training is for and we know who it's not for, let's get right into the main thing for today. But first, who am I? Why should you listen to me? How do I qualify to talk to you about relocating to Canada? My name is Anthony Chika, the founder of Chika's Consult Limited, which is a registered online-based travel consulting brand where I advise and guide people on the best ways to relocate using the most affordable options available. I graduated from the Universal School of Aviation in Abuja, Nigeria, where I studied travel agency management. Now, I came out as one of the best students, and after my studies, I was able to get an internship in one of the biggest travel agencies in Nigeria. And eventually, I even got to work there full time. Now, with my experience working with a travel company, I was part of the team that helped a lot of people relocate to Canada successfully. And working in a travel agency really exposed me to a lot of practical things I am thankful for to this day, right? But eventually, I had to leave the travel agency where I worked because I saw an opportunity to help people who can't afford the fees being charged by travel agencies. Like, I saw a lot of serious people give up on the entire process of relocating to Canada because they cannot afford to pay travel agencies what they are worth. And this prompted me to start teaching and educating this kind of people how to do the entire process by themselves without paying over $1,000 to a travel agent for something they can do with the proper guidance. So I started teaching this process on how to relocate by yourself, and I can tell you that I have personally worked with lots of people that have successfully gotten jobs through my trainings, which is really awesome because they didn't have to pay thousands of dollars to agents. And I showed them the most affordable ways possible to relocate. Now, moving on, these are 3 of the most common ways to relocate to Canada. The first one is the study route. Everybody knows that route. If you don't know it, then you are lagging. The second one is temporary foreign worker program, and LMIA route. And for the third option, we have family class sponsorship program. Now, these three programs are good. They are okay, right? Don't get me wrong. But still, these three routes have big defects, and most people from Africa either can't afford it or find it difficult to meet the requirements. Firstly, let's look at the main reason why people find it hard to relocate through the study route. Like, everybody says the study route is easy, but why are people still running away from it? It requires you to have anywhere from 40,000 Canadian dollars, just like I explained earlier. This is according to the new requirements that started in January last year, where they announced the proof of funds will be increased from 10,000 to 20,000 per applicant. And this is to take care of yourself alone. You still need 10,000 to 20,000 and above for your tuition, and of course, more money for travel costs. Like, if you put all the costs to relocate as a single person, and if I even convert it to my currency, that's over 50 million naira just to relocate alone. So what about when you add your family members? And don't get it wrong, you are not dashing this money to the Canadian government. You actually need it for yourself to pay tuition, living expenses, accommodation, all those stuff. You need to show that you can take care of yourself. That's the purpose of proof of funds. And this is for a 1-year program only, which will not be enough to get you to renew your visa. So you need to stay for at least 18 months, 2 years, and it's going to cost you more. Tuition fee for 2 years is going to range from $35,000 to $40,000. Proof of funds is about $20,000. So you need to have about $60,000 to be able to stay in Canada after your studies. And this is only if you go as a single person. Imagine you add your family, your wife, your husband, or your children. Expect that price to shoot up. You can convert this money to your currency and do the math for yourself. For my country, that's over 60 million naira, and the average Nigerian does not have that kind of money. So if you are going with your family, it means it can even climb up to 100 million naira. And guys, if you can afford to go through the study route, and let's say you have about $60,000 to spend, then you can actually apply through the study route, because like I said, it's actually one of the easiest way to go through, to relocate to Canada, and the quickest way as well. The major problem people have is these funds, especially since we know that in Africa, the minimum wage ranges from like $30 to $426 per month, depending on your country. And if you multiply the highest by 12 months, it's not still up to $10,000. It's about $5,000, and it doesn't cover your tuition. So even if you are really, really rich and you can afford up to 60K and above per year for all the expenses, relocating through the study route, it's still we cannot deny the fact that it's going to have a massive effect on your bank account. Now, let's move on to the second popular way to relocate to Canada, which is through the LMIA route and the temporary foreign worker program. Now, they used to be very good programs. In fact, a lot of people saw it as a sharp route. You apply, you get a job, you apply for your LMIA, you get it, you apply for work visa, and then you move. With this program, there have been the most restrictions we have seen in history. In fact, it's almost like they should just scrap it out entirely. They reduced the number of work permits that are going to be issued maybe per year to, they removed about 65,000. So the fact that, if we move to the fact that some occupations in Canada, if you are applying, some of these occupations cannot get LMIA issued in some areas because they are prioritizing the employment of their own citizens and their own permanent residents over temporary residents. So it means if people that are coming into the country temporarily are trying to get all the jobs, what are their permanent residents and their citizens going to be doing? So that was why they reduced everything drastically. So right now, you cannot just move to work in Canada just like before. But don't worry, there's an even better way. So with everything happening with the LMIA and the temporary foreign worker program, it's near impossible to go through that route right now. The third way we have is the family class sponsorship program. Now, I really love this route. Like, it's also one of the easiest because it doesn't have a lot of restrictions, but the requirements are still not easily attainable like other people. For this route to work for you, you must have your child or your parents living in Canada as a permanent resident, not temporarily, or a citizen. So all they do is sponsor you to relocate to Canada to join them. Now, for this route, it is pretty much straightforward, but of course, you must have your child or your parents already living in Canada, not your cousin, your relation, your friend, your church member. Even your sister cannot sponsor you, only your child and your parents under this particular program. And I know that this is not the case for 97% of you watching this training right now. So for most people, these three routes are ruled out because they don't qualify one way or the other. So be it because of the high financial requirements for the study route, the many new restrictions for the LMIA and the temporary foreign worker program, and lastly, they don't have a direct family member living in Canada that can sponsor them through the family class sponsorship program. But guys, what if there was a way to solve all the issues you currently face with these three popular routes I just mentioned now? Will you want me to share it with you? If yes, just type share it in the comment section. If you want me to disclose these If you want me to disclose a particular way that you can solve all these issues right now, just type share it in the comment section. All right. Now, that's what the permanent residency pathways I will be sharing in this training today will help you do without hassle. No need to bother about paying school fees or tuition fee at all, because this is not the study route. And the proof of funds required is nowhere near the study route proof of funds, because you are going there to actually work and get paid. So if you are going there to work and you have a job offer, you don't even need proof of funds, because they know that your employer is going to be paying you salary. This alone will be saving you thousands of dollars already. And no need to bother up your head about getting LMIA documents, applying for work visa, all those stuff. Because if you are able to secure your permanent residency, you will get it while you are in your home country. Unlike the temporary foreign worker program, where you are literally a temporary foreign worker and you are at the mercy of the IRCC, you can literally be thrown out of Canada anytime. Your visa can expire, you can be deported, anything can happen. But with these programs I will show you, you become a permanent resident of Canada even before you step foot out of your home country. And I'm not saying these 5 routes are perfect, because I'm not the IRCC. I did not make this program. So, but the only thing I'm telling you for a fact is that they are more accommodating when you compare them to other routes and the requirements there to qualify. The best part is you mostly tend to get a job offer if you apply, obviously, and if you are qualified for it, you get a job offer and you're permanent resident while you are still in your home country. Right. So it means you are entering Canada as a permanent resident. You already have some benefits. I'm going to be sharing you some benefits of a permanent residence later. Also, if you decide to use any of the methods I'll be showing you, you can move without applying for a job. There's also an option for that. You will still get your permanent residency while you are in your home country. With this, you have guarantee you won't struggle or be homeless when you get to Canada. Neither will you lack anything, because you can easily just apply for a job as a permanent resident. And even if you are jobless, you still have some benefits. Now, these 5 permanent resident pathways are what informed Africans and Nigerians are now using to sneak into Canada legally, while also getting a high-paying job, no matter your skills or the kind of job you currently do in your home country. Even if you are a doctor, a teacher, a banker, electrician, whatever it is you do, provided that it aligns with the programs that you're going to be applying through for you to get permanent residency, provided that job is done in Canada, you will be able to, it will also work for you. Now, the best part about all this is also that when you get a job with these permanent residency pathways, you don't need proof of funds. Like I said, if you are able to get a job offer, no need to show proof of fund again, because they know you are going to work full time and you'll be depending on your salary to take care of yourself. Unlike the study routes where your business in Canada is your studies. You only get to work part-time. So you have to still show that, okay, I have this money to take care of myself while I'm studying. So you see, when I started teaching how to relocate to Canada, helping people apply by themselves, my major focus was on how to relocate through the study route, how to get admissions. And it was actually a success, because a lot of people that I taught, they were able to secure admissions and relocated to Canada. And of course, till date, we are still helping people get admissions, people that want to apply for study visa, provided you are able to come up with these funds that you need. We're going to help you with that. And it was actually a success. As you can see, these are some of the results as well. Now, with all these results, I still got constant pressure from my followers, all of them insisting that they can't afford the study route. All they want was to go and work in Canada instead of going there to study. Imagine then when people were complaining about, oh, they want to go and work, they don't want to go and study. Proof of funds was just $10,000. Imagine now that is now doubled. Like compared to now that it's doubled. So I started teaching people how to relocate through the temporary foreign worker program, how to get work visas, because a lot of people were complaining about the study route and all that stuff. And then also how to apply for your LMIA, get jobs and all that from 2021 to 2024. And it was actually a success before a lot of things happened with the new restrictions and all that stuff. So I still got people insisting that they wanted to relocate to Canada so they can work full time, which I understood, because really, how many people can afford $60,000? Like, some people don't know where to get that money from. So I went into deep research and started paying attention to some ignored routes and some new ones that will be launching soon. All people really wanted was to get a full-time job in Canada. And once they landed, they did not want to do all those part-time jobs. They actually just want to work and make money. So I actually was able to help a couple of students move through the permanent residence. But then I wasn't really focusing on permanent residency directly. I was just focusing on helping people get into Canada first before they now apply for their permanent residency. So it was when they stopped the LMIA route that I was now looking at all these other programs, and I'm like, why are people actually ignoring these programs actually? Like, there was something somebody said on one day. I saw a video and she was like, she did not want to do it what every other people were doing, or every other persons were doing, like just apply to study first before you will now apply you will now start working, you will now apply for permanent residency, or get temporary foreign work permits in Canada, work for some time before you now renew your visa, apply for permanent residency. Like, it was just too long, so she decided to apply directly for permanent residency. So finally, I decided I was going to make sure I open a lot of people's eyes to this particular thing. So I was not just able to come up with any pathway, I was also able to come up with pathways that only give you permanent residency directly, immediately. Like, how awesome is that? Even if the lowest degree you have is just diploma, this can work for you. Now, the first one we have here is the Rural Community Immigration Program. If you pay attention to this program, it will sound similar to the Rural Northern Immigration Program. Now, they literally swapped that program. They stopped down, they closed it, and they now changed it to this one, which is the new program. This particular program is a brand new program that was launched, I think, towards the end of January, or officially on the 5th of February 2025. Yes, this year, just this year. This program is for people who agree to only relocate to 14 different communities in Canada. Specifically, they want to stay in those communities that are looking for more skilled workers to help them grow their economy. And that's exactly where you come in. With your experience, with your qualifications, you must choose out of one of those 14 participating communities in Canada to relocate to. So out of those 14, you pick one and say, okay, I like this community, I like the location, anything at all that the requirements and all that stuff. So you say, okay, I'm interested in this community. Then you check for the steps are pretty simple. You make sure that you are meeting all the requirements from the IRCC. Then also specific community requirements. That community you chose, they have their own requirements that you must meet. Then the next step is to find a job offer, to get a job offer with an approved employer in one of the participating communities. So they are called designated employers, which means the IRCC designated them to hire foreign skilled workers for the purpose of getting permanent residency in that community. So once you have a job offer, you now apply to that community that you chose and say, please, I'm interested in moving to your community. I got a job offer with so and so employer. Please recommend me to the IRCC for permanent residency. Then if that community accepts your application, they give you a recommendation, then you get to apply for permanent residency immediately. So with this route, it's a pathway to permanent residency if you are accepted. And one good thing about this is that you apply to employers that are hiring foreign workers for the sake of being permanent residents. So it means that there's no excuse of you saying that, oh, these employers in Canada, they are not hiring people outside of Canada. They already know that as you are coming, they are approved to hire foreign workers. And the best thing about this route is that it just launched. It just launched. So you want to jump on it immediately and be one of the first people that are going to take advantage of it. Look, the sweetest part about programs like this is that the first set of people to jump in are always the people that will get more jobs, that will get jobs more quickly, and the people that will be able to benefit from permanent residency without so much issues. Because the more you are delaying your application, the more they are looking at new restrictions to include, new requirements. The earlier you apply, the better for you. The second program on our list today is the Atlantic Immigration Program. So this Atlantic Immigration Program has been around for some time now, and it's another pathway to permanent residency for skilled foreign workers and international graduates from a Canadian institution. Anybody that wants to live and work in one of Canada's 4 Atlantic provinces. So in Canada, they have 4 Atlantic provinces, and it's called New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, then Newfoundland and Labrador. So those 4 provinces are under the Atlantic Immigration Program. So in Canada, there are 10 provinces. So if you don't know what provinces is, if you're in Nigeria, for instance, it's like states. In Canada, there are 10 provinces and they are huge. So out of those 10 provinces, 4 out of them fall under this program, which is huge. Like, it's a huge chunk of the provinces in Canada. So the program basically helps employers to hire qualified candidates for jobs that they are not able to fill locally. So it means these employers are also approved to hire foreign skilled workers. As a matter of fact, you cannot just apply to just any employer. You have to apply to these ones that have been approved. They have their approval from the government to hire foreign workers. So again, no excuse of people in Canada are not hiring people from outside Canada. So like I said, this program is very similar to the RCIP program that we just talked about now, and they have a similar application process. The difference is that this one targets provinces, the other one targets communities. But you also get to apply to employers hiring foreign workers, just like I said, to contribute to the economic advancement of the province. Now we're going to move on to the third program on our list, which is the Express Entry Program. Calm down. I know that some people are shocked that I added this program. In your mind, you're like, express entry K. But if you want to get permanent residency in Canada, the express entry program can also help you achieve that. Like, this is another route to permanent residency in Canada for foreign skilled workers. This route makes use of something that is called a points-based system and also draws. So point-based system basically means that they are going to be rating you based on the requirements that they ask you to provide. So if they say we need people that are 18 to 40 and you are 35, for instance, okay, they'll give you so and so points. If they say, okay, please, your IELTS, you have to provide IELTS for, if you score so and so for IELTS, if you score a particular band score, let's say you score band 8, will give you 10 points. So just like that. So they need a particular number of points from you to qualify. And then there are also some draws that they use to look at, okay, these particular occupations, we're going to take them for this draw to help them come to we're looking. So it basically helps them find new people that meets the requirements and also the kind of occupations that they're trying to fill that have shortages in Canada as well. So it helps skilled workers come into Canada as permanent residents. And here are some of the steps. The first step is get a job offer, or you can also do without getting a job. Secondly, you also need to take a language test. Then you need to confirm your eligibility and your CRS score to see if you qualify. The next step is to create and submit your express entry profile. Then if you get invited to apply, it's called an ITA, which means they tell you, okay, your profile meets the targets you are looking for. Come and apply for permanent residency. That's what an ITA is called. One good thing I discovered about the express entry is that you don't always need a job offer. If you have a family friend or a member who is a permanent resident or a citizen in Canada, that connection shows how quickly you can adapt as a newcomer in Canada. It replaces the job requirements. You just need to find the sub program that allows this. Now, that's it for the Express Entry program. The next one on our list is the Provincial Nomination Program, which is number 4. Provincial nomination simply entails you picking a province of your choice that you want to settle in, and it doesn't always require you to have a job offer. It's one of the requirements, but if you have a connection to the province in terms of maybe family member, even if it's an extended family in that province, or a friend or friend of a friend, you can provide all necessary requirements that is needed to score points, then you will get nominated to the federal government for permanent residency. So basically, you want to show connection to the province, you want to show that you have all the requirements that they need, and you get your nomination. If you score the certain points they are looking for, it will help you. Now, depending on the particular provincial nomination draw that you apply through, you might need an express entry profile. But sometimes you don't need an express entry profile because it's not required for some of them. Now, this is also similar to the express entry, as I said, with identical application process and required documents. So just like the express entry, like I said, you do not always need a job offer first. So if you have someone in Canada, this might actually be a good option for you. Even if you don't have, you can decide to say, okay, I will apply for a job in this province. And if you get it, you are good to go. So either of them works. The next program on our list is the Home Caregiver Program. Guys, this new updated caregiver program will actually become the new and hottest way to relocate to Canada, and you can get permanent residency immediately. This program has not even launched. I'm just giving you this update now. It will be launching officially March 31st this year, 2025. Before, when people relocate through the caregiver program, it was temporary, just get your work permit. Sometimes it's even employer specific work permit, which means if they sack you, your work permit has expired immediately. You have to go back home. So as you can see, this program is going to be launching very soon, and immediately it launched, they are going to be providing you with all the details. Now, for now, what are you going to do for yourself is to make sure that you are positioning yourself to be able to secure this program. You apply to jobs, you get a caregiver program, you make sure that you have a high school diploma, you also have relevant work experience. As a caregiver, you need work experience. You cannot just become a caregiver overnight. They need to see that you're an expert in the field. You need to provide full offer of full-time home care job. So you need to start positioning yourself. What do you need to get these jobs? They need caregiver certifications. In fact, all these things we're going to be going into more details later. And just so you know, I didn't create this route. It was created by the IRCC themselves. But most people tend to ignore them and go for the popular routes instead because they don't know much about these routes. They don't have the proper information about them. But this is the best way to relocate yourself as a single person, or even go with your family, especially if your goal is to just work in Canada full time instead of spending millions to study. And the best part is you can still decide to study when you get into Canada as a permanent resident. In the end, you will be paying less fees than international students. Guys, as an international student, trust me, Permanent residents and Canadian citizens, they pay far less tuition than international students. That's just the fact. In fact, one of my student friend recently moved to Canada using one of these routes that I've spoken about. Now he has switched jobs after getting in, and he's back in school to get a degree to upgrade himself. Guys, this degree, let me even shock you, is covered by the government of Ontario. So there are different benefits that you're going to be getting as a permanent resident that international students are not getting. I will share you some of these benefits later. Now, here are some of the requirements for these routes. Let me just give you a brief summary. What do you need? The age limit, like I said, is within 18 to 50 years old. Canada does not have age restriction, but any age above like 50 and above, I don't recommend it for you. If you fall under this age, then your spouse who is younger should be the main applicant. And guys, why I always talk about this age limits, let me even explain it to you. Let's say you are 18 to 20, for instance. Not everybody that is within that age bracket have proper work experience. And remember, I said you need work experience of at least 1 year full-time paid work experience in your field. If you are a skilled worker, you say, okay, I'm in this field, I'm an IT specialist. They need to see that you have paid work experience of 1 year before you can apply. Now, when it also comes to relocating to Canada as an older applicant, let's say you are in your late 40s, 50s, 60s, they don't need you to come into the country and the next thing you're talking about is retirement. They need skilled workers to contribute to their economy. So mostly what you are contributing as the applicant is your years of experience. But if you still look at it, you are also at a disadvantage because you are not getting any younger. Do you understand? So that's why I left the age brackets within 18 to 50, provided you can give them all the requirements they need. If you qualify, you qualify. Now, even if you don't have a university degree, as long as you have your SSC and above, and when I say your SSC, it means that you'll be able to focus on those requirements. There's a particular program that you'll be able to focus on and say, okay, this program, it will take me for my SSC, but you must still be able to provide them all their requirements that they need. You also don't need to score too high in your IELTS as well. You need at least 1 year paid work experience, like I explained earlier, and it's mostly for skilled workers. But there are some programs that can accommodate people that fall under skilled trades. So, for instance, you have plumbers, electricians, all those kind of technical jobs. There are programs that can accommodate them. You can work, you can do any kind of skilled work. And also, if you are going for all this trade skill, like I said, plumbers and all those type of jobs, all those skilled trades, you must also be able to show certification. Right? In Canada, they don't just do roadside, you learn work, you apply. You have to be able to show that you are certified, you have the experience, and you have all your trade certifications. It's also extremely affordable to relocate through this permanent residency route, especially the PMP, AIP, ROCIP, and caregiver. Now, compared to the other routes, these are the cheapest ways to relocate. They are cheaper than all those other ones that I mentioned. You get to work full time, and even overtime, if you like, your spouse can even work. And if you are applying for permanent residency, you can include your spouse. So you get permanent residency, your spouse gets permanent residency. Your entire family can relocate with you. So as you can see, these pathways are more accommodating with people with work experience, has broad age limits, and you can also see that you get to become a permanent residency immediately. Like you get to apply for your permanent residency immediately. You'll be able to get a job offer. So you have multiple options. Now, let me make you understand something. In as much as you want to relocate to Canada, the Canadian government also wants people to come as well. So basically, both parties want each other. Let me prove this to you so it doesn't seem like I'm making empty claims. Here's a tweet from the official Twitter account of the IRCC. It basically talks about immigrants and how they support the economic growth and help employers meet the labor shortages in the country. Increased immigration means more people in Canada participating in our workforce, contributing to our social programs, and growing our communities. So basically, they need immigrants to come to the country. This is another article that says new immigrants' incomes have improved considerably in recent years in Canada. The Atlantic Immigration Program offers foreign skilled workers and international graduates from Canadian institutions a chance to work and settle in Canada's 4 Atlantic provinces. So when I was talking about the Atlantic Immigration Program, I was not just capping. This is the information on it as well. Now, here is another one that is going to shock you. This is another article from BBC that says why the country wants to bring in 1.5 million immigrants by 2025. So let me show you another one that is going to shock you. This is another article from BBC talking about Canada. It says why the country wants to bring in 1.5 million immigrants by 2025. So as you can see for yourself, Canada wants to fill in more than 1.5 million job roles by this year, 2025. They have labor shortages as well, and they are planning to welcome more immigrants. So the question you are going to be asking yourself is, are you going to be one of them? Are you going to be one of the people that relocate to Canada this year? Type yes in the comment section if you are going to be one of these people that will be relocating to Canada as a permanent resident. All right, so moving on, last year I was able to help several people get jobs in Canada, and even some people were able to secure their permanent residency as well in Canada. And as I speak to you, this is one of them. He was able to secure his ITA, which means he was invited to apply for permanent residency. You can see the screenshots, and immediately I saw it, I'm like, when do you want to start your permanent residency application? Because immediately you get your ITA, there's nothing to wait for again. You get on it immediately. So we worked on it together, we worked on his application, and he was able to secure his permanent residency in Canada. He is now considered a permanent resident as we speak. Just see for yourself. He sent me a message. He said, "Hello, Chika. My confirmation of permanent," that's what the COPRO means. It means confirmation of permanent residency and visa is out. Like, I asked him, like, what are the next steps for you? He said to book flights and move to Calgary. Like, there's no wasting time. Like, these things work, guys. Now, here's this particular graph I want to show you. It shows new Canadian citizens by country of birth. And you can see there's India, Philippines, China, Pakistan, and you can see at the bottom of the list, there's Nigeria as well, over 70,000 people. And I want to help a lot more people. But the question is, do you want to be amongst the people I will guide to Canada this year? Type I want in the comment section if you want to be amongst the people I will guide and help till they land in Canada this year. All right, so in as much as the Canadian government wants people to come over, they are not desperate. You see them, they write all these statistics. It doesn't mean that they will open their arms and welcome just anyone. You still need to follow right procedures, due process to qualify for immigration. So do you want me to show you a live example of how to apply for a job in Canada using Canada's official job website? Let me quickly show you how to do that. All right, so here's the website. Like I said, the name of this website is jobbank.gc.ca. So here you can use it to search for any job posting that you're interested in. Let's say, for instance, I'm looking for a job, so let's say, for instance, I'm looking for a job and my job title is cashier, and maybe I'm also applying for the Atlantic Immigration Program and I want to go to Nova Scotia. So I'll just put Nova Scotia here and then I'll click on search. Okay, so once you click on that search button, it's just going to show you all these results here. So as you can see, there are positions for different companies that are hiring head cashier, there's cashier. So many different cashier positions, and anyone that you're interested in, you can just click on it. And let's click on this particular one and see where it's going to take us. You just click on it and to take you to where you're going to see all the details about the job posting, including the work hours, salary range, how you can apply. And most of all these job positions, the application is by email. So most times you just send them your cover letter, your CV via email, and that's basically it. Okay, so like I said, as you can see, it has taken us to the page where it's going to show you all the details about the job offer. Once you click on the title or that particular job title that you searched for, let's say this cashier, for instance, is going to bring you here and it's showing you the location. The job is on site. The salary is $15 per hour for 30 hours per week. It's full-time employment, and it's permanent employment, and you are going to be working full-time. There are 2 vacancies. You can start as soon as possible. The language spoken is English. You need basically just your high school certificate. Experience is 1 year to less than 7 months. And as you can see, these are the basic responsibilities for that role. Operate the cash register, calculate daily shift payment, wrap or place merchandising bags, so all those stuff. And who can apply for this job? Anybody that is whether you're a citizen, whether you're not a citizen, whether you're a temporary resident or you're a permanent resident, whether you have a work permit or not, you can apply. So basically anybody, any ordinary or average person can apply for this position. So that's basically how to search for jobs using this particular website. Now let's go back to the presentation. I want to share a story with you, a short story of Mrs. Jex, who used one of the unique pathways that I shared with you earlier to relocate to Canada. I just want to share this story with you so that you can know that this also works. Like, it can work for anybody. Now, I'm not going to be putting up her pictures. I'm not going to call her name, so we can keep her anonymous. So Mrs. Jet, just like some Nigerians, she did not have any plans of relocating out of Nigeria. All she desired was to travel around the world, but still based fully in Nigeria. There are some people like that they don't want to jackpot to anywhere. They want to stay back in their home country. But all that changed for her because of how invaluable the Nigerian passport has become. And of course, the obvious electricity issues, bad healthcare system, bad roads, insecurity. Like, you can just keep going on and on, even when it comes to basic things that happen. In fact, all the terrible things that are happening in Nigeria, of course. And you might not be facing the same issue in your home country. It might be something different entirely, but you know what you face in yours, and we know what we are facing in our country as well. Now, when the NSAS, which ended some people's lives, came, this just for that fueled her desire to move out of Nigeria, because even if she wanted to stay back in the country and she's patriotic and all that, she did not want to raise her unborn children in a country that has zero value for human lives. And at first, she was considering moving through the study route, but as a software developer that she already was, like, she had a BSc, she did not want to go to school again. Like, she had a bachelor's degree. She just wanted to work, knowing how expensive the study route is. She just completely ruled that option out. So she decided that she was going to use one of the routes that I shared earlier, and I'm going to go more in depth in it in my coaching program. We are going to talk more about that later. So she applied for jobs persistently, and finally she was able to get her dream job offer a day before her court wedding in November 2020. And she was so excited. She started the process to relocate to Canada. But during that period, there was COVID, so there were a lot of delays here and there. But she was finally able to get to Canada by the middle of 2021. And she and her husband are now in Canada, where they work full time. They are permanent residents. They are about to become a citizen, I think either this year or even next year, which is really awesome. Now, that's a very interesting story. And you too can be like Mrs. Jex and her husband, only if you are willing to make a decision of relocating to Canada today without giving up. And yes, I said without giving up, because along the way, there might be some bumps here and there might be some mistakes, delays. But if you are serious and if you are dedicated to your application, you make sure that you want to get this done, you are going to get there eventually. Now, also meet Mr. Ken, who got my program last year. And as I speak to you right now, he's currently in Canada. You see, one thing I really liked about Mr. Ken was that he's a very positive person. When he got my program, he buried himself in learning what I taught. He started applying for jobs here and there, and he was able to get a positive response. He continued the rest of the process till he got the particular desired results that he was going for. And he's currently in Canada as we speak. One thing I can assure you is that these people don't have two heads. All they had was the proper information and guidance that showed them what to do. They applied for jobs, they got their permanent residency, and now they are both in Canada working full-time as we speak. Here's Favor, who was also able to get a job interview to become a caregiver in Canada. And like I said, the new Canada Home Caregiver Program launching March 31st this year. Canada made the requirements easier than ever before. But if this is your interest and you have experience in this field, you want to become a caregiver, then make sure that you take it seriously. Now, this is another person who was able to get an interview with a Canadian company. He has also escaped the Nigerian minimum wage of 70,000 naira to currently earning more than 10 times of it. Guys, before I show you the exact strategy that helps people like Mrs. Shex, Mr. Ken, Favor, and Joseph get interviews, jobs, permanent residency, and even more people who would rather stay unknown, relocate to Canada without spending a dime on agents, let me quickly share with you some of the advantages of moving to Canada that you'll be able to enjoy when you become a permanent resident. Earlier I promised to share with you the benefits of becoming a permanent resident in Canada. Here are some of them. First, if you give birth to a baby, your child automatically gets citizenship in Canada. 2, chances for you to get one of the strongest passports in the world in just 3 years of being a permanent resident. It's very possible. Like, after living in Canada as a permanent resident for 3 years, you'll be able to qualify for citizenship. But in other countries like the US, UK, and Australia, you need about 6 to 15 years to get citizenship. Another benefit is that you have the opportunity to improve your income massively. You also get to have free education for your kids under 18 years, access to free healthcare, child benefits, monthly payments for families with children under 18 years. Like, the government will be paying you monthly to take care of your children under 18 years. For children under 6 years, you get paid $620 per child. Children under 6 to 7 years, 6 to 17 years rather, you get paid $523 per child. And there are no taxes on this money being paid to you. You get paid this money per child. So if you have more than one child, it's times that amount. You also get access to old age security, which is a support system for seniors or older people once you are eligible for it. Financial support once you get old, or for your parents if they are in Canada with you. Access to Canada pension plan for retirement benefits. You can sponsor your child. Like, if you are a citizen or you are a permanent resident in Canada, you can sponsor other people to come to Canada as well. You get to have access to reduced tuition fees for college or university compared to international students. I told you earlier that international students and permanent residents, they don't pay the same amount for tuition fees. Permanent residents pay far less. You cannot also be deported from Canada as a permanent resident. There's no such thing as my visa has expired. except you do something drastic, like in extreme situations that I cannot even come up with that kind of situation because it's not something that can happen in somebody's lifetime. Do you understand? But if you come with a study visa or any other temporary visa, you are on thin ice, quite literally. Now, these are some of the benefits that a student of mine, Tamilore, who I helped relocate to Canada, he currently has as a permanent resident. He got a job that pays him $6,000 per month, over 9.5 million naira, and another side hustle that is paying him $1,500 monthly. Now, this is the benefit of being a permanent resident. You can work more than 100 jobs if you want to, provided you can handle it. Compared to coming in as a temporary resident, which has a lot of restrictions, you have access to better finance. He has access to visa, like easier visa access. As a permanent resident, there are some kind of visas that he will apply for, and they will give him more leniency than an average Nigerian. The government sends him money sometimes randomly. Imagine just an average Nigerian who moves to Canada, yet the government remembers him and sends him money. Like, I'm not even playing. Look at it. Look at the proof on your screen right now. The government knows that you exist. They have your records. This is what a student of mine, Tammy, sent me. So imagine that you are getting money you did not work for from the government, which is more than some people's salary. Last year, he got over $1,500 from the government. He was also able to purchase his brand new car that he did not pay in full. The payment was spread. There was a payment plan. You can literally be paying as little as $50 per month for a car that is already yours, that you're already driving. Can that happen to you in Nigeria? No way. He was also able to bring his mom into Canada as well. Here it was when he went to pick her up at the airport. Like, they were able to come into Canada. He was also able to bring his mom. Like, it all starts from making that important decision of getting the information that will help you land in this beautiful country. Here is living his life peacefully in Canada. Now, do you believe anything will stop you from relocating to Canada, either as a single person or with your family, to become a permanent resident of Canada? If I showed you the exact secrets that smart Nigerians like you are now using to successfully jackpot to Canada with a high-paying job, do you think anything will stop you from relocating this time around? Leave your comments below in the comment section. Let me hear from you. Do you think anything will stop you at all if you're able to lay your hands on the same secrets that are helping people move to Canada as a permanent resident and also secure high-paying jobs? All right, now I want to ask you another question. Will it be fine by you if I take the next 13 minutes of your time to show you how I can help you achieve your dreams of moving to Canada and becoming a permanent resident immediately, so that you can enjoy all the benefits that I just mentioned previously, either as a single person or with your entire family, using the same exact method and new methods that I use that has worked for other people just like you? All right, now this gives me great joy to introduce to you the Canada PRO Accelerator. Now, this is a step-by-step detailed guide showing you how to apply for a job, secure a job, so you can relocate to Canada as a permanent resident in the next 6 to 12 months from now, or how to get invited by a friend or a family member without having to apply for a job, so you can relocate to Canada as a permanent resident in the next 12 months. In case you are confused, there are two ways to move to Canada as a permanent resident. The first way is to secure a job in the province of your choice that has that particular job in demand, or if you have someone in Canada that can invite you, maybe a friend or a family member, to become a permanent resident in Canada. This one doesn't require you to have a job at first. Of course, when you get there, you need a job to survive, right? So you can either get a job before you move to Canada or get it when you get there. This depends on your credentials and the requirements that you have. So in case you don't know, Canada can decide to kick you out when you go through the study route, because it's a temporary visa that you have. So when it expires, they can kick you out, reject your renewal for application for no reason. But with these programs I'm showing you today, you get to become a permanent resident. You have rights in the country that you are going to, which means you are not going back to your home country if you decide not to. It is officially your second home. And you don't have to pay 20,000 for tuition fees, just like the study route, 20,000 for proof of funds, without the fear that you might even not get the chance to stay back after your studies. So this guide will walk you carefully on how to get things done the right way, because if you get it wrong, you might just get a travel ban, and this will affect your application to other countries. The best part is that you are not just getting a guide, you will also get access to me and my team, where we'll guide you one-on-one in case you encounter any issues. Now, here is what you get in the Canada PRO Accelerator. The first is Module 1, which is Introduction to Permanent Residency Relocation. First, I'll give you a short video breakdown of the 5 permanent resident pathways that are included in this program. This video is very important because I talk about all the programs and their requirements. I did it at the start of the program so that you will know which of the criteria that are important to you. Now, I'll also give you top websites to see legitimate job offers that you can apply for and how you can apply step by step. I will show you how to know the NOC category you fall under, how to know your specific NOC code you use during application, how to write a Canadian CV and resume that bypasses the ATS. And this is where 98% of people get it wrong, because most job applications are not seen by the recruiters because they use a bot to filter applications that don't meet the standard. Then I will teach you how to prepare for job interviews to increase your chances of getting your dream job. I'll show you important steps you must take immediately you get your job offer letter. Then I'll give you 5 reasons why 90% of people who apply for jobs never get a response. They don't even get a rejection because they keep doing one of these 5 things. Now, the total worth of Module 1 is $350. The next module that you will get is the Provincial Nomination Program. Now, remember, I explained this program to you earlier in this training today, but I'm going to be going into more details, showing you the step-by-step application. I will give you a full breakdown of the Provincial Nomination Program, everything you need to know about it using case studies, right? So the next thing I will show you in this module is cost breakdown of the Provincial Nomination Program. So we know that we are showing you how to cut costs, but how much roughly will it cost you to relocate through the Provincial Nomination Program? I will be showing it to you in this program. How to check your eligibility and the requirements needed for this program, how to calculate your CRS score to see if it's a good route for you, how to get your family member or your friend to aid your application for permanent residency in Canada step by step. So if you have a family member in Canada that you want the person to help you, how do you go about that? I will be teaching it to you. How to apply for a job through this Provincial Nomination Program, tips and tricks that can help you land a job in Canada. Then I'll give you a step-by-step video showing you the application process as well for Provincial Nomination Program. This particular module is worth $150. Moving on, the next program, we mentioned it earlier, Rural Community Immigration Pilot. So I'm going to be going into more details again about this program. So like we said that this program just launched, right? So I'm going to be giving you a short summary, an overview of everything about this program, that all the details are currently available. I'll give it to you. And then as time goes on, as they start bringing in all the updates, the application and everything, I'm going to be adding it back to back. I'll be giving you a full overview of the Rural Community Immigration Program, the cost breakdown, how to apply for a job in those participating communities. Remember, I told you there are 14 communities you can relocate to under this immigration pilot. So I'm going to be giving you another step-by-step video showing you everything about this program. This module is worth $100. The next module is on the Federal Skilled Worker Program, which is the Express Entry as well. So I told you under the Express Entry, there are some sub-programs under the Express Entry that can boost your chances of getting permanent residency. So here I'll be giving you a full breakdown using case studies. I'll be teaching you how this particular program works from start to finish. I'll give you a cost breakdown, how to check your eligibility, what are the requirements, how do you provide the requirements, how do you make sure that you are on track to get your permanent residency using this particular route, how to calculate your CRS score, how to submit a successful Express Entry profile, how to create a profile, how to apply for a job while you're still in Nigeria or in your home country, step-by-step video showing you how to apply for permanent residency. This module is worth $150. Moving on, we have the Atlantic Immigration Program, which is module 5. So I'm going to be giving you a full overview of the Atlantic Immigration Program. This program, I'll be giving you the step-by-step process because it's also a very good program. If you pay attention to it very well, it can help you. The program is very, like I said, is very straightforward. If you're able to get a job with one of the designated employers in the province, you'll be able to apply for permanent residency. So I'll show you the way it works. I'll give you a list of designated employers in each province. Remember, there are 4 provinces now, so they all of them have their designated employer list so that you are targeting those employers only. Do you understand? I will also be giving you a cost breakdown of the Atlantic Immigration Program, how to check your eligibility, step-by-step video of everything you need to know about the AIP. This module is worth $100 alone. Now we have the Home Care Worker Program. Remember, we said that this program has not launched yet, but you'll be able to get the first-hand information about it once it launches. So we are going to be teaching you. Before then, we'll be teaching you how to position yourself for this program accordingly. So I'll just give you a breakdown of what you should do I will write it out for you, the steps that you should be following right now before the program launches, so that you can position yourself accordingly. Also, remember that we have included this program even though it hasn't launched. So you are going to be getting two sides to this program: pre-launch and post-launch. So pre-launches will teach you how to prepare for the program. Then when it launches, will now teach you how to take advantage of it, how to do the application and everything like that. This module is also worth $100. As you can see, this is a very detailed guide which includes PDF, step-by-step video tutorials showing you what to do. Even if you are 15-year-old or you are 50-year-old, you are still going to understand everything about the process based on how we teach you. Now, here's everything you are getting today. We have 6 modules. We have module 1, which is Introduction to Canada Permanent Residency, worth $350. Module 2 is Federal Skilled Worker Program, worth $150. Module 3 is Provincial Nomination Program, worth $100. And then we also have the Rural Community Immigration Program, worth $100. Module 5 is the Atlantic Immigration Program, worth $100. And Module 6 is the Caregiver Program, worth $100. The total worth of the entire program is $850. Now, this is the same thing that travel companies charge anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 for. And I know this firsthand because I work with a travel company, and I can see different ones and their charges online. So here's what Mr. Femi said to me. So that it's not as if I'm just saying $1,000, $2,000. He said, Chika, this package is sold far below its worth. Now, this same job info is what a Canadian immigration lawyer said I should bring $3,100 for. Do you know what $3,100 is? Very, very expensive. Now, this is Mr. Obina. This was when he came to me initially before he got his permanent residency after we helped him. He said that somebody told him to pay 25 million naira to get him a job offer. I immediately told him that just run for your life. Like, that's a huge scam. Why will you pay somebody 25 million naira to get you a job? And he decided to follow my advice. And immediately he followed my advice. He decided that he's going to get my program. And guess what? He was able to get permanent residency in Canada without paying anything remotely close to that. So he actually wanted to pay that money. If I did not tell him it was a scam, that was how he would have lost 25 million naira. So you can see the kind of money that people charge for these things. He followed my program to the letter, and he was able to get his permanent residency and visa in Canada. Right now, he's trying to add his newborn child to the application. That's the only thing holding him back from moving to Canada. He already has this. He just needs to make sure that his child is able to go with him because his wife was pregnant when he got his permanent residency. So as you can see, once that is done, all members of his family will be permanent residents in Canada. And this was all thanks to the program that he was able to get from us and working with us. So imagine he was willing to pay 25 million naira, but I told him that he should follow a program of $100. How crazy is that? Imagine 25 million to $100. Like, the total worth of this program, like I said, is $850, but you will not be paying up to that. Like, don't worry, my plan is not to be as expensive as other agents, but I know that you want to save costs as much as possible, and that is my plan for you. The official amount this guide will be priced at is $200, which is less than 25% of the initial value of $850. But today, you can decide to save an extra 50% and get the Canada PRO Accelerator for just $100. And this price is valid for 7 days. Guys, getting this program at $100 is a steal compared to what you get inside. Imagine you paid $100 for an information that helps you get a full-time job in Canada, or get invited by a friend and you are able to get this information that helps you secure permanent residency. Won't it be worth it? Okay, so I want to do something crazy for 10 people right now. 10 people watching this training right now. If you decide to get this program right now, within 48 hours, I'll give you access at an extra 50% off, which means from now till tomorrow midnight, you'll be able to get this program at $50 or 50,000 naira. So for my Nigerian people, you know, $50 is about 75,000 naira right now. So I'm even giving you extra discounts. So you can pay 50,000 naira if you're in Nigeria. So as for my Nigerian people, you get to pay 50,000 naira only. Yes, you heard me right. Just $50 only. And once the first 10 people get in between now and 48 hours from now, the price will move to $100. Now, if 10 people get in today, that $50 price is out of the table. It moves back to $100. And the only way that I'm seeing this right now, the 10 spots might get filled in minutes to hours from now because of the number of people in this webinar right now. So that $50 discount might not last up to 48 hours. Don't get it twisted. The offer is open for 48 hours for only 10 people. So within that 48 hours, once 10 people get in, the $50 price is off the table. So like I said, if you're paying in Nigeria, you can pay 50,000 naira. These are the account details on your screen right now. You can just take a screenshot. When you make your payment to this account details, there's a WhatsApp number here also. You can send your payment confirmation to this WhatsApp number. So if you ask me, how much should I pay right now? The amount is 50,000 naira if you're watching in Nigeria, and it's $50. So make sure that you make your payment right now. And you can click the button below this webinar. Also, as you're watching, you see that button that just popped up on your screen. It will take you to where you can pay with Paystack. And this is the same account details on Paystack too. So either pay to this account details or pay using Paystack. Now, I want you to meet Chuka, who was able to secure a job offer from a Canadian company, and all he used was this same program I'm telling you about right now. He didn't have to pay, he didn't have to get scammed. He was able to get a job offer because of my program. Here is also Mr. Nicholas, who scaled through the entire process, and he was able to get his visa approved successfully, which he immediately sent to me. Now, with my program and with my help, you'll be able to have peace of mind because you won't get scammed by anyone. Trust me, there are a lot of recruiters out there who are scammers. So I will be showing you in this program how to apply for only legit jobs, so you can see for yourself that $50 or 50,000 is actually a change, because if you get scammed doing it on your own, it will cost you more than that. If I didn't meet Mr. Obina and if he didn't tell me about that offer now, that's how he would have paid 25 million naira. And he didn't have to pay 25 million naira to me. He only paid $100. And $100 in Nigeria is not even up to 200,000. So don't go and lose thousands of dollars or millions of naira because you decided not to get my program. And one thing about scammers is they don't use their real identity. And I'm not scared to put my face out there because what I do is legit. And I have a registered business. My face was showing at the beginning of this video also, so you know who you are dealing with. Guys, I have something special to announce to you. The Canada PR Accelerator is not all you will get from me when you pay today. I want to also give you some special bonuses that will help you relocate and settle successfully. The first bonus is IELTS training materials. Remember we said that you need IELTS to relocate to Canada to get permanent residency. So I'll be giving you all the materials needed to score high in IELTS. And this same materials is the one that other people like you have used to score band 7, band 8, and even band 9. If you get access to these proven materials, you are good to go. And this particular bonus is easily worth $50, but I have decided to give it to you today for free if you pay for this program. The next bonus I'm giving you is 5 recommended side businesses that can fetch you anywhere from $5,000 to $1,000 per month in the shortest time possible. I personally added this here because I really want to help you relocate to Canada, and I don't want money to be an issue for you. So with this, you can make an extra $5,000 to $1,000 per month, which is more than enough to help you scale through the entire relocation process. This bonus is worth $50, but I'm giving it to you for free. Bonus number 3. 5 do's and don'ts when applying for your visa to increase your chances greatly. This was gotten after helping a lot of clients successfully scale through their visa application process in the past. This bonus is worth $50, but you're getting it for free. Bonus number 4, access to my personal contact line for one-on-one help. You have access to my personal contact on Telegram and WhatsApp, so I can help you out along the way when you need me. This bonus is worth $100 because you are going to be having direct contact with me personally. Now, the next bonus I'm giving you is important things to take with you to Canada. So as a newcomer, there are a lot of things that you might want to know about as you are going in: settlement plans, all those juicy stuff, what you need to take with you to Canada, what is going to help you settle into the country as a newcomer. I'll be sharing it with you. This bonus is worth $20, but you're getting it for free. Bonus number 6, how to create an outstanding LinkedIn profile. So when it comes to applying for jobs or job application, you want to do everything possible to increase your chances. And that's also having connections on LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn can also be a tool for job applications too. So that's why I'm going to be teaching you this as well. This bonus is worth $20, but you're getting it for free. Bonus number 7, best provinces to settle in Canada. So when it comes to moving to Canada, sometimes some people are confused about where they should go. Why some people want to go anywhere in Canada, but sometimes that's not always the wise decision to make. Different provinces have their advantages and disadvantages. So I'm going to be sharing that information with you for free. And this bonus I'm giving you for free is actually worth $40. Bonus number 8, sample cover letter and CV templates. Again, once it comes to applying for jobs, or when it comes to applying for jobs, you need the best CV, the best cover letter possible. And that's what I'm going to be helping you achieve. This bonus is also worth $30, but I'm giving it to you for free today. Bonus number 9, free lifetime updates to this program. This, when it comes to immigration, when it comes to anything JAPA at all, information is not fixed, it's not static, it changes constantly. So I'm always doing my best to change things as they come up, and you don't have to pay for any new updates to this program at all. This, in fact, this bonus is priceless. So as you can see, I have added more bonuses that will further help you ease your relocation paths to Canada, including the main program itself. And the best part is you get all these bonuses at no extra cost. Let me quickly summarize all you are getting today. You are getting the Canada PRO Accelerator worth $850, and you're getting 9 extra bonuses. Bonus 1 is IELTS training materials. Bonus 2 is access to settlement plan available. Bonus 3 is do's and don'ts when applying for a visa. Bonus 4 is access to my personal contacts. Bonus 5 is important things to take with you to Canada. Bonus 6 is how to create an outstanding LinkedIn profile. Bonus 7 is best provinces to settle in Canada. Bonus 8 is sample cover letter and CV templates. Bonus 9 is free lifetime updates to this program. When you add everything you are getting today, the actual worth of everything you're getting is over $1,000, $1,200 actually. But I have told you that you have the opportunity to get everything for $50 only. And if you're paying in Naira, 50,000 Naira. But you only have 48 hours to take advantage of that offer. If you miss that $50 offer, it will increase to $100. And after 7 days, it will go back to the actual price of $200. Now, let me quickly show you this other testimonial. This is Lola, who was able to get a job offer from a Canadian truck company to be the automobile sales clerk. And she'll be getting paid $26 per hour. So as you can see, this program works. And if I were you, I would get it without thinking twice. Here's how to pay for this program again. You can take a screenshot of the screen right now. If you want to pay in Naira, like I said, you can pay 50,000 Naira to the account details on your screen right now, and then send your payments confirmation to the WhatsApp number showing on your screen. Please, if you pay and you want to get access to this program, the only way to get access to this program is by sending your payments confirmation to the WhatsApp number on your screen right now. If you send it anywhere else, we will not be able to give you access. We will not even see it. So right now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to imagine, like, just imagine you get my coaching program today. You follow everything that I teach you in my program. You're able to apply consistently. You get a job offer, or even if you're not applying for a job, you have someone in Canada. You follow the process of invitation. And then after getting a job or after getting your invitation, you apply immediately for permanent residency. No need to apply for work permits since you're already applying for PRO, which can take you anywhere from 12 months on average. And finally, you just open your email one day and you're able to see that your permanent residency application has been approved. You get a job offer, you get your permanent residency. At this point, you are celebrating, and within 2 weeks, you are preparing to finally land in Canada alone or even with your family. Guys, the best part is you don't have to worry about how you can take care of yourself. You already have a job waiting for you in Canada. Like, if you apply, just imagine you apply, you have a job waiting for you in Canada, you are entering into Canada as a permanent resident. Like, you get to work as long as you want to work. You have rights. Your family also become permanent residents as well, which is super awesome because you won't have to think of renewing spousal permit or visa application here and there. If you even want to further your studies in Canada, this is perfect for you because you don't have to worry about proof of funds or paying expensive tuition. Like I told you, international students pay far higher tuition than permanent residents. If an international student is paying $20,000 for tuition, a permanent resident is paying, for the same school, for the same department, $5,000 to $10,000. Like, that's how far different it is. Permanent residents and citizens, they don't get charged so high for tuition fees. So do you see how this route you are, like, with this route, you are literally set up to succeed in Canada? Because if you are working full-time, you are able to take care of yourself. You'll be able to survive compared to the study route that just sets you up to suffer. In some cases, you even use your life savings. There are some people that sell their properties to move to Canada through the study route. So my question for you now is, do you think paying $50 or 50,000 Naira is too much for an information that can make this possible? Leave a comment below and let me know. Do you think it's 50,000 Naira is too much to pay for this particular information that can help you achieve this much? Like, if you feel this information is worth it, why haven't you secured your slot already? Let me quickly summarize everything you are getting today. You are getting the Canada PRO Accelerator worth $850. Then you are getting 9 extra bonuses, including IELTS materials, access to settlements plans available, 5 do's and don'ts when applying for a visa, access to my personal contact, best provinces to settle in Canada, sample cover letter and CV templates, how to create an outstanding LinkedIn profile. In fact, free lifetime updates to this program. Again, this is how to make payments for this program. You can send the sum of 50,000 naira to the account details showing on your screen right now. And then after making your payments, send your payment confirmation to the WhatsApp number showing here also. Now, I want to put out a disclaimer. I know I've been saying a lot of things today, but you also need to understand that all these things are based on your application, based on your profile as well, right? So everything might not go exactly as I lined it out. You might end up getting a job faster. You might get a job. It might take longer for you to get a job. You can get a response on your application quicker, like within 6 to 12 months, depending on how fast you do your application, how fast you provide your requirements. Like, there are a lot of factors to consider as well, right? But basically, what I'm saying is if you provide the requirement, the necessary requirements to be able to meet up with these programs, you have a very good chance of getting your permanent residency in Canada. But it cannot be rushed. If you are somebody that is looking for a sharp method, permanent residency is not for you. If you want to get permanent residency, you have to follow the IRCC timeline. They will not follow your timeline. Not say I want to move within the next 3 months. The IRCC doesn't care when you want to move. You have to follow their procedures, their timeline, everything, their due process. So please understand that different people have different profiles, different application timelines, and some people might get it faster, some might get it slower. That's just how life is. The process can be a lengthy one, but when I say it's not for desperate people, I mean it's not for desperate people. It's for people that know how to follow due process and people that understand what is at stake. Right. So, but one thing I can guarantee you is that every information that we are giving to you is accurate. It works. It has worked for other people in the past, and it can also work for you if you fit into the criteria and if you meet all the requirements that the IRCC has for you. But again, I will always give you accurate information to the best of my abilities. You just have to know that the decision is with the IRCC, not with me. So another thing I want you to know is we can only work with a limited number of people. So once the first 10 people get in, the price will increase. In fact, it will just keep increasing. So make sure that this offer is not something that you are going to miss. And if we feel like we cannot handle more people coming in, we will pause the program and work with only the people that we already have, because we don't want to be too greedy collecting money and cannot handle everybody that is coming in, right? To get to a certain number, we're going to have to pause it. Now, this is what Edom, who got one of our programs, had to say. We followed up with her to make sure that she was on the right track. As you can see, we don't just abandon people. You can read the screenshots for yourself. Here is what also CG had to say about getting this program. He said, something just dropped in my mind and I want to share it with you. I just want to appreciate you for the painstaking effort and passion you put in getting the best information to give a better and more fulfilling life for everybody out of this country. Here's another feedback from another person as well. He said, I must confess, I have started watching the videos and you did much more than what I was expecting. I'm taking my time to digest each sections of the videos before I get back to you. Like, as you can see, we are very particular and intentional about what we do. Like, if we see that we can no longer handle more people, we'd rather close the program down and also like focus on people that we already have. And in case you think paying $50 or 50,000 naira is too much, remember Mr. Femi was asked to pay $3,100 for something that was not even worth up to what this program contains, in his own words. And guess what? We are even adding new information to the program. I also want you guys to remember that it cost us a lot of money to advertise this opportunity in order to get this information into your hands, because you most likely got here through an advert. And guess what? Adverts are not free. I also paid somebody to run those adverts that you clicked on, because I'm not an ad expert, I'm a travel expert. Guys, there are other costs that I don't have to mention, so that you can see for yourself that we have already invested in this upfront and we take it very seriously. I have staff that work for me and I don't even pay them as little as 50,000 naira. So best believe that we treat this as a business, and things cost money. Some of you here won't buy this program, which is okay. But I want you to realize that you being in this free webinar right now, I paid money for you to be here. Facebook will not come and hear my explanation and say, oh, please let me pity for this person and give this person free ads. So at the end of the day, I have to pay for ads. I have to pay for someone to run the ads. I have to pay my staff while I help you for close to 12 months after you have made a one-time payment of 50,000 naira. And besides, this is what I do as a full-time business, because I had to leave the agency I was working on because I want to focus on this cause. When I was doing it part-time, I was not able to respond to people's messages. I was getting complaints here and there. So understand that we take this as a real business. We're not playing here. So, of course, let's not talk about the weeks that we spent creating this program, which is priceless. We know how hard it is to satisfy humans. So, we try to do our best to make sure that everything we're doing is up to standard. And there's no such thing as we are stopping working on this. We're going to be working on it constantly because there's always something to add, something to change, as much as informations are changing with the IRCC and all that stuff. So, the best part is all other future updates we'll be doing to this program, you will not have to pay extra for it. And if you still see 50,000 naira as too big, knowing fully well that if you want to pay a travel agent to do this, you will pay nothing less than $500. Quote me anywhere. Then maybe moving to Canada is not for you because this process requires more than $50. So don't start what you can't finish. So right now you have three choices. The first choice is get this guide now and start applying for jobs as soon as today with the plan of moving to Canada either alone or with your family in a couple of months. Your second choice is say this is a scam. And I understand that some people are actually scared to purchase things online because of their past experiences. But Mrs. Grace here felt the same way until she saw that it was actually real. This is what Temi also had to say as well. So in case you are scared, I can assure you, you have nothing to worry about. The third choice that you have right now is to be in the cult of do nothing. I call them the cult of do nothing because all they do is wish. I wish I can relocate to Canada, but you have all the information in your front and you still cannot do anything with it. Like some people just feel that they can land in Canada without any cost. It's impossible. If you want to immigrate, you will spend money. So do you want to go and spend more money than outrageously, or do you want to spend 50,000 naira to get all the information that you need? Now, let me quickly take some frequently asked questions that you might have about this program. The first question is, how much do I really need to relocate through this route? So it's impossible to even go into that right now. That's why I already just took initiative and did the breakdown in this program. So once you pay for this program, you basically have all the information you need. And I can't really start going into all of them right now because if we start, we will not live here. And just so you know, some of these programs, not all of them require proof of funds. There is no tuition fee. So even if you are spending money, you are not going to be spending outrageous amounts of money, tens of thousands of dollars. Impossible. You only need proof of funds when you don't have a job offer. Do you understand? But if you have a job offer, you don't need proof of funds. All you have to do is find the program that works for you, basically. The next question is, can I move to Canada alone or can I take my family? Anyone you want to do is fine. If you want to go alone, you can go alone. If you want to go with your family, go with your family. If you want to go first and your family join you later, fine. If you want to go all at once, fine. Another question is, I can't afford to get this program now. Can I get it later? Something you must understand is that this program is not for everyone. It's for people who really want to move to Canada. This is not for people contemplating on relocating to Canada because let's be honest, if you don't have 50,000 naira to pay for this program, it means that you are not at the point where you are saying, okay, I want to start this process. I want to get started immediately. Because if you're at that point, trust me, you know that 50,000 naira is change. Like as you are paying me $50, I'm in return saving you over 40 million naira that you spend going through other routes. And as for getting it later, remember that the price is going to increase. So do you want to pay $50 now or do you want to pay $75 in the next 48 hours? The choice is yours. So another question is, I'm not ready to relocate to Canada. If I pay now, will I still need to pay whenever I'm ready? So if you're not ready to start applying for jobs, maybe because you are busy or others, we can get this program right now and you have lifetime access to this program. All the updates, everything, even if we have closed the program to the public, provided you show your proof of payments that you paid today, you have access to it. You don't need to pay again at any point in time. Once you pay 50,000 naira now, you will not need to make any other payment to me again, except you want another service or something. But for this particular program, you only pay for it once. I don't have my passport. Should I get my passport before getting this program? The short answer is no. The point of getting this program first is to even find out which other requirements do you have. Is the only passport that you don't have? You need to find that out so that you can get everything together. You need to find out which of the programs are going to work for me, which direction is the application going to go. Like you also need to know that the price of the program is going to increase. So all these things are to your disadvantage if you don't pay right now. So the short answer is you pay for this program. Whenever you get your passport, whenever your passport is ready, other requirements are ready, you can still get access to the program. Like I said, it's lifetime access. Another question is, do I need IELTS? The short answer is yes, you need IELTS, but not immediately you start. It's part of the requirements that you need to provide. There are some things that you also need to finalize before you go into all that. But if you don't have IELTS, you can still write it. It doesn't change anything. I remember that a part of the bonuses in this program is that we are going to give you IELTS training materials, all the resources you need to prepare for your IELTS exams. We'll be giving it to you. In fact, these particular resources, people have used it to practice and score up to band 7, band 8, band 9, which means it can also help you too. And another option that I suggest is that if you are skeptical about IELTS, you can wait till maybe you start having job interviews, something that can motivate you to say, okay, this is actually taking, process. And if you decide to do that, make sure you are doing the computer-based IELTS, so that you can get your results in about 3 to 5 days, as against the paper-based one that takes like 13 days. So you don't want the timing of when you get your job and when you want to write IELTS to be far apart. You want to be prepared. You want to make sure that mainly you get your job offer, your IELTS is ready. You are just making progress. Do you understand? So another question is, if I get this program today, when will I get a job? Let me just tell you, anybody or any agent that tells you that you can get a job today or next week or 2 weeks time, that person is just lying to you. Same with anybody that tells you, oh, visa is 100% guaranteed. Run away from all those type of people, because as long as I don't have a company somewhere in Canada that is going to be hiring everybody, I cannot tell you for sure when you get a job. As long as I'm not that employer, there is no way I can guarantee it. So some people think once they pay for a program like this, they should automatically get a job. It doesn't work like that. If it works like that, trust me, you will not be paying $50, so you'll be paying like $10,000. So even if you want to apply for a job in your home country, you know how due process works. You know how getting a job is. So that's why there are different aspects to this program. If you don't want to follow the application for a job route, you have somebody in Canada that can, invite you to come as permanent resident and you apply, right? So you do the one that works for you. Another question is, will you be doing everything for me? And also back to the previous question about when you get a job, is also based on, us teaching you how to increase your chances of getting a job offer as well, right? So basically our job is just to give you all the information, tips and tricks, everything that will help you, but we cannot tell you for sure this is when you will get a job. So will you be doing everything for me? The short answer is no. We are not going to be doing everything for you. This is a do-it-yourself application. You are paying for this program so that you can learn all the details, all the updates, everything you need to know about applying, how to apply, when to apply, where to apply. We are not going to be doing the application for you. So please don't misunderstand what you are paying for. It will always be a self-application. You'll be doing it yourself, but we'll be teaching you the process. Like we've already laid out the process. Once you pay, you just have access to see what you need to do. Right, so you'll be watching the video tutorials, you get all the information. These are the required documents you need to provide. This is how you should do it. This is when you should do it. All those type of things. So using this program as a guide to follow and to see how you can get your application done, ask us questions where necessary. That's the idea. Will you be guiding me through the process? The answer is yes. Our team is always on standby. We'll give you the step-by-step guide. So once you pay, you have access to the course. You'll be watching the videos. You've seen all the things. Like you basically saying, this is what you should do, and you just be doing it like that. Like it's actually very, very straightforward. We'll be giving you all the information, and will be available from Mondays to Saturdays. This part is the reason why we will eventually increase this program to $200, because it's not easy to always be there to be answering people's questions back to back to back. So if you don't pay now, trust me, you end up paying times 4 of what people are paying now. So just jump in now. The price is still low. Another question is, when I pay now, when will I get access to the program? So once you pay, just send your payment receipts to the WhatsApp number. You will get access to the program within 24 hours of payment. Once your payment is confirmed, you get access to the program. Even as you are in this webinar right now, my assistant is already confirming payment. So if you pay, don't think because I'm still online, you will not have anybody to respond to you. Pay, send your payment confirmation right now. Somebody will reply to you right now. Another question is, I'm too busy. I don't think I can handle the process myself. See, the truth is, no matter how busy you are, if you want to get permanent residency in Canada, you create time for that. That's just the plain truth. So that's not even an excuse, except you're not ready to become a permanent resident. If you are ready and you want to do your application, trust me, you create time for it. You create the time, right? See, being busy should not come in the way of Canada permanent residency. Trust me, set your priorities straight. You cannot be too busy for your goals that you want to achieve, right? So you just have to create a clear plan of how you are going to get it done. You are going to check your schedule and see, how can I incorporate this plan that I have into my schedule. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. I'm going to try my best to respond to as much as I can. So yeah, let's quickly summarize all you are getting today before we move on. So the first thing you are getting is Canada PRO Accelerator, which is worth $850, and then we're giving you 9 extra bonuses, which includes IELTS training materials, 5 side hustles that can fetch you $500 to $1,000 per month, do's and don'ts when applying for a visa, access to my personal contact, important things to take to you to Canada, how to create an outstanding LinkedIn profile, best provinces to settle in Canada, sample cover letter and CV templates. And also, you are going to be getting free lifetime access to this program. Like, is that not just awesome? So this is how you are going to pay for this program. Like I said, to get access to all this stuff, you only get to pay $50 or 50,000 naira to the account details showing on your screen right now. Then you can send your payment confirmation to the account, to the WhatsApp number showing on your screen also. So if you have any other questions, send to this WhatsApp number showing on your screen right now. Everything will be answered for you. So right now you have two options. Either you decide to pay $50 now, or you decide to pay $100 2 days from now, till the price increases to $200 or $500 even. Trust me, that extra $150 that you get to save is something. It will go a long way in your relocation process. So I suggest you get in now and invest that extra money in other things, maybe getting your passports, your police reports, your medicals, and all that stuff. And if you decide to pay when it has increased to $500, it works for me. It benefits us more, because the more money you pay, which you rightfully deserve, the better for us. But the thing is that the same information you are paying for, that you are going to be paying higher for, is the same information that the people that are paying today at 50,000 naira or $50 will still get. There's nothing that will change. You will not get preferential treatment. Everybody will be getting the same thing. So finally, a final disclaimer: ensure that you are paying close attention to everything that I am saying here. Don't misunderstand me or misquote me. Make sure that you are clear what I'm saying, you understand me. So don't say I thought you said, or I thought we said, or you said. If you need clarification on something, don't hesitate to reach out to the WhatsApp number provided. Ask questions. Make sure you are clear on what I said. So don't forget, all sales are final and we do not offer refunds. So we look forward to helping you fulfill your Canada dreams. Thank you so much for listening to me. Well, I've been here for a while and you have stayed till the end of this webinar. So thank you so much. I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to help you guys, achieve your relocation plans. So if you have more questions, anything at all, just send a message to the WhatsApp number on your screen right now and you will get a response. Bye.